Terry and I have been together for 25 years. Over that period of time, we've had to face our own marital struggles.
This couple will agree to be separated for 7 weeks.
All I want to do is just rip his head off.
This is 7 Year Stitch.
How did the 7 Year Stitch come to be?
What we want to do is, and what we did is take these couples that are at that precarious 7-year mark. So the honeymoon's over and real life is set in and they're looking at each other like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I sign on for? Who are you? Why do I like you? And we're taking them and we are separating them for 7 weeks, doing a full internal, external makeover, like body, mind, soul, in the hopes of making them each like the most confident person, the best version of themselves that they can be, with the hopes of stitching the couple back together. But the problem is sometimes when you make someone their most confident, they might look at the other person and go, you know what? I'm good. I don't need you anymore. So we bring them back together at the end after the 7-week period of time, and they have to make the decision whether or not to stay together or move forward.
You guys have been often referred to as relationship goals. Why do you feel equipped to help these couples out?
We've been together for over 25 years, and 4 of them have been great. No, I'm kidding. And
he never gets that joke right. He always tries, but it never really lands.
I love that joke. I just don't deliver it properly. In our 25-year relationship, we have been through every struggle, intimacy struggles when I felt bad about myself, financial struggles. We've had issues, lost several millions of dollars. We've had other kinds of things with our family, all the big ticket items. We have learned how to get through them. We have very significant resources at this point in our relationship. So what we're going to do is come in with these couples, figure out, sort of make diagnoses as to what are the big items, the big problems they're having that lead to their relationships being about to break up, and apply those resources to them to try to help them make the best decision they can.
There's a lot of people out there that would say, oh, they're couple goals, they're together so long. Well, if I had their money, right? ... But the truth is, it's not about money. It's about working on your relationship, and it's about resources. And we do have resources. So what we thought was, here's the experiment is, okay, well, we're going to take these couples on the verge of disaster, and we're going to give you our resources. We're going to open up our Rolodexes. You're going to have the best, psychiatric help, therapists, financial advisors, trainers, everything. And let's see if that works for you. Can we fix that?
And in the special, you guys talk about avoiding that dreaded reality TV curse. How do you think you guys have sidestepped that horrible curse that so many other Real Housewives couples have succumbed to, unfortunately?
I personally feel like that those couples are, already in deep trouble when they come on the show, and it really just polarizes what's already going on. I think for us, we had one really bad year where the show was affecting us. I think it may have been the first year Terry was on Botched. And so we weren't together a lot because I was doing Housewives. I was having a bad season. He was on Botched. He was having a good season, and we weren't communicating. And we, there was just a lot going on. And we had to have a real come to Jesus moment and sit down. And I remember we were in a car and we were parked somewhere. And I said to him, I go, look, this isn't good for our marriage. So we either have to figure out how to be on this show and live the life that we're living with our marriage intact, or we need to get off television, because that's not an acceptable thing to happen. We're not going to get a divorce over being on TV. At the end, we both went, yeah, okay, we need to fix this. And we figured out how to coexist with all of it.
We figured out what the problems were. What were they? We weren't being intimate enough. We weren't communicating. We weren't talking about the big problems that were going on. We were sort of sweeping things under the carpet and so busy, we're ignoring them. That's a big thing in a relationship, is you have to find the way to not only identify what's going on, but ways to communicate and ways to figure out how to work through those problems.
Now, I'm sure that doing the 7-year stitch has probably provided this incredible opportunity to reflect on your own 25 years together. What do you remember about where you guys were at 7 years?
Oh, things were very different. For Heather, when I met her, she was on a television show, a major television show on Sunday night at 8 o'clock on a major network. She was single. She had, she was in perfect physical condition, and then I marry her and I impregnate her, and I moved
the
her down
lab
to
did
Newport.
that, let's be honest.
That's true. And then I moved her down to Newport Beach, and our lives completely changed. Not so much for me, but for Heather.
I went from a full-time working person, like 15 hours a day on a set, to a full-time stay-at-home mom with twins. Terry's life remained generally the same. And I was in a new community with no friends and these two kids, and he was living his same life, except he didn't have to commute from LA anymore. And so it was hard for me personally. It was hard on our relationship. It was, hard on Terry to have to like adjust to, all of that. Financially, emotionally, and physically having everyone there.
The reason it's 7 years is because over 50% of couples that are going to break up do so at the 7-year point. So that's why it's a 7-year stitch.
What do you still fight about 25 years into your relationship, and how do you move past those little arguments today?
To be honest with you, and I wonder if Terry will agree with me, I don't ever remember us arguing about anything particularly serious, except for that one, fight about being on reality television.
I think you have to learn how to fight. And that's a really important part of continuing on in a healthy relationship, is that to realize it's natural to have disagreements, to have big fights. It's just that how you navigate those fights. You have to learn how to keep that level of respect, how to not say it when you want to say it.
Yep.
Don't say it. Bite your tongue, because if you say it, it's going to explode the relationship to the next level, and it's going to go on for weeks. So you got to learn your ways of manipulating your own fighting processes.